Okay, we are back for this second part of the Jussie Smollett story. You all may know him as Juicy. Um, but we are back to talk about this judge. And this judge is Judge James Lynn. And the way he dissected this whole thing with Juicy was amazing. It was so amazing. I said I have to do a podcast. And then Erica was like, yes, let's do a podcast because we were both impressed with this judge's breakdown of everything and his disgust of everything as well. Because he's thoroughly disgusted. I mean, I can look at him and say he hasn't combed his hair. He looked like he ain't went home to shower. Not even up for months dealing with this foolishness.
He's sick of it.
He's tired of it.
His hair greasy.
Yeah, he's tired of it.
His hair greasy. He haven't washed his hair. He's tired.
He's tired of it.
I'm not going to waste no more time. I just want to get it done. So I'm just gonna go in there as is, and I'm gonna go ahead and hand the sentence down, hit my gavel.
And I imagine it's hard when you doing something like you're a judge and you know this person is lying, but the media is rooting for him. Like it's a tough spot to be in. They're gonna make you the bad guy. Now I bet they call this judge racist. Now it's just gonna be this big mess.
Absolutely. Can you imagine what that's like? That's like going against, that's like a lot of people don't say what they want to say on social media, and a lot of Black people are scared to say what they want to say because of cancel culture. They scared, and the biggest ringleader is Black people in the LGBTQ community. Yes. You say anything about either one of those communities, prepare to lose your job. Yeah. Like literally, I remember when I first kind of like got back into Twitter, I saw how thorough Black people can be when somebody do something they don't like. Within, like, Twitter will investigate it. They'll find out your job, your address. They doxing you. That like if you say something about somebody that's gay, or you say the wrong or do the wrong thing, like that's how that Karen stuff started. That's where it came from. Like people recording stuff and then going to Twitter and saying this is the person that did it to me, and the whole Black Twitter be ready to get them fired. Like investigating, skip tracing, acting like collection agents, finding these people and getting these people fired. And at first I used to be down for it. I used to be like, good. Like and now I'm realizing that all that stuff probably fake.
It's fake. All that stuff is fake. And it doesn't make someone racist because they're asking you a question. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't make someone racist because they assume something about you. That doesn't mean they're racist. And I talk about racism in the sense that a racist person would be a person that you went in for a job and you were qualified and they wanted to hire you, but they didn't hire you because you were a certain color. That's racism. Somebody asking if you live here in a building is not racism. Like, so I just think that racism has been watered down so much to where now, because there aren't really that many real acts of racism, they're just looking to make anything racist.
Yes.
And most of the time we're perpetuating it, just like that one incident back home at McClatchy High School where the Black students put the Black only water fountain and cut white only water fountain. They said they did it as a joke. And I'm like, it wasn't a joke because you in California doing it, folks gonna take it serious. So the whole school's running around, principal don't want the school to be racist. Yeah. Nobody wants to be seen as racist. So then finally the students come out and say they did it. And then the lady in Georgia in the subdivision, she was passing out letters saying it was from the KKK, telling she was going to kill people. Mm-hmm. And to find out it was a melanated woman, and then Jussie Smollett. So we see all these acts where even Jim Jones saying that Gucci was racist. Gucci was racist.
Yeah, but you in there like that? Like you're in there. Like what kind of, like, think about what you're doing. You're saying that these people are racist. They won't service you. That it took them an hour or 2 hours to come service you, but you stayed. If that was a Black barbecue shop, even if that was something you needed to survive, and it was a Black person selling it, ain't no way you're gonna hang around there for 2.5 hours talking about they racist. And the thing about it is, the part that really pissed me off, made me upset.
What?
Oh, I said a little word. The part that made me upset was the fact that he threw the Black person under the bus. Like you and Gucci talking about Gucci did not serving me, Gucci not y'all racist, and then a black man, like leave him out of it. If you care about black people, leave the black person out of it. He probably don't have any control over what's going on in Gucci.
Well, he said he didn't. He said Jim Jones alluded to the fact that he don't have any power. So I'm like, why are you even bringing him up?
Why are you throwing him under the bus so he can get fired? And I want to listen to that. Like I really feel like now, I mean, like they do this stuff just for attention. Like they do it just to be doing something. Because when you like, it makes no sense. Like, why are you leave? Leave. But I feel like, and I agree, like what I was gonna say before we brought up Jim Jones was the fact that I feel like, like you said, there's not a lot of racist things going on. So people bump down the criteria of what, people bump down the qualifiers of what is racism. So if somebody comes and asks you a question like, do you live here? Black people always associate that with race. No matter, like, why does it have to be about race? Why can't it just be because I ain't never seen you before? Or if I asked you, hey, do you shop here all the time? Like if I'm asking somebody a question, if I'm asking you that and you another color, you're not going to think I'm being racist by asking you that. But you ask a black person that, or do you shop here? Have you shopped here before? Then they automatically think it's because that you know you inferior inside. You already waiting. You know you're not supposed to be there. So you waiting on the smallest slight for you to feel like somebody doing something to you because you really want to be a victim. That's what you want to do.
And honestly, you know, we feel like they don't do it to other people. So it might be say it's a Caucasian lady and she might say, do you live here? Right. And then the melanated person might go on social media, say, look at this woman, racist, all this stuff. But then come to find out, they talk to the neighbors and the neighbors say, do that to everybody.
Yeah.
They you know what I'm saying? Just like when I asked the guys at the gym the other day, I said, are the police hunting down, you know, black men in America? And they said, yeah. I said, okay, so what is it called when the police kill other races of people? Are they hunting them down? And they was like, they were stuck really.
Yes.
They started saying like, well, it depends. I said, depends on what? I said, the end result is death, right? I said, so we're talking about death being the measuring stick for hunting people down. Then if they kill other races of people, are they hunting people down? And so then they said, well, we guess so. I said, so then why is not the statement the police is hunting everybody down?
Everybody.
Why are you not saying everybody? I said, you're not saying everybody because you know that everybody doesn't evoke outrage.
That's not good enough. That's
not because when stuff is said in context, nobody gets outraged. People only get outraged when stuff is out of context.
Correct. That's what happened with Donald Trump. Everything he did, everything they said about Donald Trump was out of context.
Everything.
Like every tweet, the stuff that wasn't made up, every tweet, every snippet, every when he was doing this, all of it is completely out of context, and they use things. And that's why when I was telling you that I was teaching my kids about bias, like we also talked about like loaded language. Like the words that people use are very important. Yeah. The word, especially if you're, it's a difference from you telling me that the police shot a black person over you telling me police are hunting black people down. There's a difference. It's evoking a feeling. And I told them, you know, when people are using words like that, that's when you need to be paying attention because they have there's an agenda. If a person is trying to get you emotionally invested in what they're talking about, they're going to use words to get your emotions stirred up because they don't want you thinking logically. I told them, like, think about it. When you're trying to convince your parents to let you do something, you're going to choose the right words. You want them to either feel sorry for you or want them to feel like they want you to go have fun. You're going to use words that evoke emotions and feelings from them so you can get what you want out of them. And that's the power of persuasion. And when you think about how powerful racism is when we talk about emotions, it's like an easy click when you see that they're using it to control you. Because that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's get back to this judge.
I'm sick of him. He's sick of Jussie and I'm sick of his hair. He said he gonna wash his hair tonight. Because he ready to wash the filth off. Because Jussie's filthy. Dirty.
That they're in a better position than myself to educate the public about that topic, about the damage you've done to real victims of hate crime. And I am confident that because of all the attention that you've garnered here on this case, that they are going to seize the opportunity and they will educate the public and they'll be talking about this. and they'll try to mitigate some of the damage that you've caused to real victims of hate crimes, and they're better positioned to do it than I am, and I will defer.
He said, let the black people tell.
Ain't no way they're going to use this Jussie Smollett as a teachable moment. There's no way they're going to hold him accountable. There's no way. It's not going to happen. All the rhetoric has been that this judge talking, well, he don't realize that they already calling him racist.
Oh, he done.
Jussie already said he got the sentence because he was a black man.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's saying he's innocent. His family saying it's racism. So this judge is talking so confidently about what's going to happen, and he don't even know they threw him all the way under the bus. He racist now.
He should know. He you know, the thing about it, on the other hand, he already know what they're going to do and just going to say what he want to say. Because good for him. Because he said everything everybody been thinking from day one with this case. Like, what is wrong? Something is wrong.
But I will acknowledge that you have done some real damage. I'm going to talk about your premeditation. Again, I've been a criminal judge for many years, and I know that people end up where you are right now, awaiting sentencing on their criminal trial. And how did they get to court? How did that happen? There's some people that wake up in the morning, they have no intention of doing anything wrong. They're not looking to do anything criminal. That's the last thing on their mind. But there are crimes of impulse that happen. Road rage, a barroom fight, bumping into somebody, words are exchanged that somebody finds insulting, and sometimes weapons are available, and the results can be horrific, and they can be permanent. And people are sitting here and they're wondering themselves, how did I get here? I wasn't looking for trouble, but trouble just seemed to find them, and crimes and impulse. And when I'm saying that I have to put the person and the crime together and try to mix them and understand who it is that committed this crime within the sentencing range, and that's part of my job to do, I consider how the person got here. So, but this is not a crime of impulse. There are also crimes of opportunity. Walking down the street and somebody they left the keys in the car with the motor running, and they take the car. Or they're in the department store and they see someone put the credit card on this side and they go to adjust their baggage on the other side and grab the credit card. Those are crimes of opportunity. They didn't wake up thinking they're going to commit a crime, but something just looked too tempting to them. They use very bad judgment, and then they get in trouble, they get caught, and here they are. But then there are crimes of premeditation. Mr. Smollett, that's what you are all about here, crime of premeditation. You did wake up in the morning thinking you were going to do something bad and something wrong. And I know more today about this than I ever did before, that there are some wonderful things about you. And I know how people, they cherish you, and they cherish your relationships, and they cherish the good works that you've done. And they love you sincerely and deeply. And they're not faking, they're not lying when they talk to me about
premeditated.
Now, imagine, but first let's say this. He's talking about how wonderful he is and how many people love and support him. But the problem is, the assumption is that they're naive to him being a horrible person.
Yeah.
So he's taking the glass being half full approach. I'm saying to be friends with Jussie, based on what I heard his grandmother say, his brother say, his attorneys say, and him say, these are low character people.
What? Did you?
Nobody's been deceived by
Jussie. Nobody. And that's why I told you earlier, I said anybody who is supporting Jussie Smollett is supporting him because they liked him on Empire, which means you have absolutely no character, because that's not who he is. That is a show. So, and that is exactly how Black people are. And that's exactly how, once again, we are easily tricked because we idol worship and we look at people that we like and we have that feeling about them. And it feels so good to like them and be fanning over them. I don't know why, what's up with that. But we want to just give our all to the people, the celebrities and people that we like, and we give them passes. Look at R. Kelly. Now, I watched your video again about, it was something in the video about where you had put that, where he said, little Leah's got it.
Yeah.
She was 12.
Yeah, I know. I went back.
I have a 12-year-old.
Yep.
I will. Do you understand? Like, you, like I don't even think like the people around him. That's how I know y'all have absolutely no character. Cause y'all literally that was a bait. Like that wasn't even like. Not saying it's okay, but come on, 17, 18. You know, sometimes bad things happen. You know, people do things. Kids thinking they grown. You know, the adult is always the one that's responsible. But at the end of the day, you know, if you have a 17, 18-year-old and a 23-year-old, okay. But Mr. Kelly, that is a 12-year-old child. And how old was he? Like 30? 27? He was like, yes.
Well, it was it was in the 90s. It was in the 90s.
I was 12. I was probably around that age. Like, and R. Kelly was much older than me. R. Kelly was much, even his first music, I was a kid. Like, not his first music, but like some of his last stuff, I was still in high school.
Yeah.
So,
and he put it in the song. Lil Q Leah's got it. But again, so these people, the judge is believing that he's kind of believing the hype, because I know in his mind he's trying to rationalize why would somebody that perceivably seems to be a good person, why is he doing something like this? And this is what I talk about when it comes to Black culture, because he knows in Black culture he can get away with it. He knows that our standard for how we should operate is just low. It's so low to the fact that everybody knows he's lying and still defending him. It's crazy.
But you said it in a video today that the clip that I reposted of you. You said it. You said the answer is because Black people do not make judgments based on righteousness. Black people make judges based on their feelings. And if they like somebody, that's a feeling.
Yeah.
And so they like him. And like even you can't even crack through the logic of it. Like they can't even get to the point to look at the facts, because the facts don't matter. The facts don't matter. All I hear was race. So, and a person that they liked had a racist attack by a white person, MAGA country. That was enough. You probably didn't even need all three of those things. Racism in Black was enough. Racism in gay was enough. It's enough. Chucks and pearls is enough. It's enough.
And this is why I said in the future, the LGBTQP, don't forget X, Y, and Z community is going to completely take over Black culture.
Mm-hmm.
All the heroes are going to be gay and trans. All the spokespersons are going to be gay and trans. Mm-hmm. All the leaders are going to be gay and trans. Black culture is going to be completely taken over by that community. And it's funny because I'm going to love to see the reaction of Black people when that happens. I'm going to love to see how much resistance they give to their representation coming from the LGBTQ community.
None. You think they're not gonna give what? They're not finna get nothing. They're not finna, it's finna give it to them. I mean, like literally, it's already done. It's already happening. You already saw Black History Month, what they say. First transgender, this Black like, come on. It's already done. Look at Littlefoot, Ellen, like all these are their leaders. But listen to me, Blanche. It was done, it was smartly done. They got us to idol worship, so they can easily transition that into our leadership.
Yeah.
Because when you look at and then our leaders, we know the entertainment business is full. That's what it is. The LGBTQ community. That's who's in the entertainment business. So it's not a far fetch to set that up where we worship these people. Those are our leaders, and slowly transition it into gay, because it's gay anyway. Because that's what Hollywood is. That's what it is. That's what it's ran by. So like it was a perfect plan. It was a perfect plan. I think you muted. You know you muted. Oh.
Their feelings about you and the good things that you've done, but you had that dark side, and this is what happened here. You premeditated this case to an extreme that's amazing. You wrote a script. The script involved words. You're going to encounter me on the street, yell out empire, N-word, F-word. You're going to hit me. You're going to beat me up. You're going to put bleach on me. You're going to put a noose around my neck. It's a script that you wrote. Now, it's not a good script, especially for Streeterville in Chicago. It's questionable, but it's a script that you wrote. You picked out the actors. You chose the Oceandero brothers. And why did you do that? Because you knew them.
Hold on. Hold on. He just it might be the worst script ever.
I was trying to let them noisy people go by. So what you go ahead.
No, I was saying that the judge said it was a bad script, and then he listed it, but it might be the worst script ever because it was a nice area. It's sub zero temperatures. The two random white guys walking with MAGA hats, looking for somebody to be racist towards, carrying a noose. So that means they would have had to been at home, made a noose, and said we're going to go to an affluent part of Chicago where I probably won't even see anybody that's of color. Right, you see what I'm saying? Like they didn't go to where all the black folks at. They didn't go to the south side or west side. They went to an affluent part of Chicago to hopefully find some black. And then when they see him, they yell out
nigger,
N word, F word, and then but they knew him from the show. So the likelihood of two white guys that were dumb enough to go out in degree 0 degree weather, also, even though they're stupid, they still watch Empire to see all the stars, to be racist. Like it might be the worst script ever, which is why he got caught. It's like it's the worst script.
Very sloppy work. He did. They did horrible work. The judge said, "This is a script. You wrote this script. You put a noose here and a nigger there."
Right. Noose here, nigger here. They gonna buy it.
Man, but I was like, what? But it's the truth. That's
bleach.
What he did.
And bleach.
Pour a little bleach here. Like that's exactly what you did. Like that. Lynch. When his plane was late, when that plane was delayed.
That was God.
He delayed all the time. That was God trying to tap him on his shoulder, like, Jussie, come on now. You got so much to lose. You have so many things going for you. Come on, Jussie. But what I realize is narcissistic people have absolutely, and I want to ask you a question after this.
Okay.
Narcissistic people have absolutely no
self-awareness.
No, like it's not like they could be getting signs from everywhere that they should not do it. Like whoever talked to them, because I don't know who talked to them. So whoever talked to them never says, hey, think this through. Like, let's think this through, because they're like literally he went with his move. Like narcissistic people go with their move. Whatever they feel like is gonna satiate that feeling that they have inside, they go with it. And that's why they're so dangerous. And that's why, and he still hasn't learned from his mistakes. He still hasn't learned anything. And I would feel sorry for him. I would actually probably want to see him on another show if he would have came out and apologized and said, you know what, I apologize. You know, I'm going to be accountable. I used all these resources. I embarrassed my family. But Jussie Smollett did the double down, and I can't respect that. I will no.
But think about it. Think about it. Who's really upset at him though? Like think about it. All the people that he in his bubble, he's a hero. To the average black person, he all right. So to the white liberals, he's a hero. You know. So at the end of the day, I'm like, the people that would be discussed about what he did, he wouldn't be around him anyway. So like honestly, the disappointment is not going to come from anybody but conservatives.
Correct.
And then it won't even matter with them because they're just racist according to the people. So like I don't think, like to me, he's getting so many letters. They probably sending him money. Could you imagine what he's getting? How much money? How many letters? How many interviews they want to do? Book deals? Do you know all the stuff he's going to get from this?
And
He's gonna
just
get rewarded.
because people, and then the thing about it is, it's so crazy. Maybe he's a evil genius because people want to know. People, we know what happened, but people would like to hear him be accountable. So they're gonna buy it all and watch all the documentaries and do all that because they think that he's eventually going to break. And what he needs to realize is that a narcissist never breaks. They never, like a true narcissist, never feels guilty about what they did. So I don't have no reason to really tell y'all nothing. That's why he's sticking with it. Like most people, most normal people have a conscience. So we're gonna feel bad, like, okay, I'm taking it too far. Okay, like I've done too much. I need to reel it back. It seems like he taking it. The attention is enough for him, and that's scary. That is very scary, actually.
And the irony of it is, the more the trial went on, and the more the media was talking about America was racist, it was just further validating his lie. So
Weird, right?
Yeah. So like he went to bed saying, "I know I lied, but this is why I had to do it."
Right.
So he almost made. If he a narcissist, he almost made himself a hero. I had to do this for future generations so they can get just like I just know how the people's mind works. Like they don't have no kind of character, no kind of self-reflection, just
no self-awareness.
None. Just completely indulged in himself.
They don't know they weird. Like he don't, and that's crazy because he doesn't think that he's weird. He doesn't think that and I love that word, but he qualifies. Like that's weird. Like which is not even, I think that's why it's so shocking that he's doubling down on it, because it's so strange. Like for you to go out and risk everything for this, and I wouldn't be surprised much if it really ain't nobody behind it, because the way he acted in his courtroom after he already got sentenced and he still told me, I'm not suicidal. Something is wrong. Something is wrong with you. So he probably really thought this was going to do it. He thought this was going to be his shining moment. And look at the fall from grace. Like the judge said, he is richest to rags. Like legit, richest to rags. Who would have thunk?
You trusted them. They idolized you. You're an established actor in a serious television production of Empire. They were kind of hangers on there. They're trying to get jobs as extras, maybe a little speaking part here and there, but you were mentoring them. You were helping them. They wanted your advice. They would do anything for you. They thought you were one of the greatest people in the world to know, and that you could help them in their careers. They're in great shape. They gave you a little advice about diet and exercise, but they idolized you, and they would have done anything for you. And you chose them because you knew that you could trust them, that they were loyal to you. You paid them in advance by check. Not necessarily a good idea, but it was your idea. It was part of the plan that you would pay them in advance. And the check was out there. The check was shown into evidence. That was part of your premeditation. You chose a date. You chose a time. You chose a location. You had props procured. You gave them a $100 bill and had them get the supplies. What are the supplies in this case? Get masks. Nobody should see you. We're going to say that you're white, but obviously the Ocean-Darrow brothers are not white. We're going to cover your faces in masks. We're going to have a red hat because that's going to indicate MAGA country. We're going to get a rope that we're going to use as a noose. We're going to procure some bleach. You're going to have the supplies. And then you had all that together, and then you did rehearsals. You picked them up and you did drive-bys. You drove around and around the block. You picked them up in Lakeview in their neighborhood, and some distance away, you went to Streeterville where you were living, and you showed them. You're going here, you're going there, and you're going over the lines. You're going over the script with them so they would memorize the script. You're indicating which brother. You're the one that's going to hit me. You're the one that's going to put the noose around my neck and pour the bleach on me. This was planned. This was premeditated to the extreme. And I find that your extreme premeditation in this case is an aggravating factor today. Let's talk about the incident itself.
Hold on.
It's all set up. Ocean-Darrow brothers are on board. Your plane is running late.
Before he gets to the plane, the fact that he said this directing, that is an aggravating factor. I agree. If you're gonna sit there and you do like think about what he really was telling them to do. Like if I would have been listening to his plan, I would just been looking at him. Like I'm not doing that.
It's stupid.
Like I know they Nigerian. I don't know a lot about the culture, but I just
but they did some of the world's greatest scammers. They should have knew better.
I'm not exactly like he should have told them, look, we need to do this another kind of way. That's what made me think they green too, because
they had to
came up with a better plan. Y'all plan was poorly done. Like y'all didn't cover y'all tracks. You picked somebody that's in the show that somebody gonna see on TV with you. So y'all people can put y'all together when y'all walking and shopping. You had a relationship with one of them, sexual relationship in some type of way. You're a fool.
And it's crazy that you mentioned that, because I know he's telling them it ain't a big deal, because I know they're not thinking it's gonna go this far. Matter of fact, they probably like, this is so dumb. They probably didn't take it serious.
They probably thought they was playing.
Yeah, like they probably didn't even think like, you want us to do what? You give us 5,000? Okay, cool, we'll do it.
Yes.
Like, so listen, y'all gonna grab me?
They dealing with Willie Lump, somebody that's very slow. He is like, that's slow. You act for a living. You couldn't come up with a better plan.
They can't. You know why? Because
they know
all of his audience is not that. So you got to think, and this is gonna sound bad to say.
Say it.
Black culture doesn't promote being intellectually savvy. It doesn't promote critical thinking. It doesn't promote the things that would require someone of a higher mind or brain function to be entertained. So a lot of what entertains us is foolishness.
Great.
So that's why Tyler Perry blew up, because Tyler Perry can put a dress on and a wig and run around stage with cigarettes and a gun, giving life advice, and we love that.
I have never been a fan. I did not understand. I have never understood the fascination with Madea ever. Y'all, I'm gonna say y'all because I know. I mean,
but I'm just saying,
like,
all the plays were centered around the dysfunctional Black family.
Yes.
And so, but guess what? So you got a bunch of dysfunctional people going to be entertained by so it's just like a repeating cycle. So now we don't know where the entertainment ends and where reality begins. And so what we're entertained by is MAGA hats, nooses, N-words, getting beat up, Subway at 2 a.m. And you think about it, when he was even explaining it, the stuff he was interjecting he was like, it was not a date gone bad. It was not a bad, no, it wasn't a date that got, like, he was just like saying stuff. I'm like, who are you talking to?
Weird. No, because people was, but who cares? But my thing is, who cares if they lying on you? The whole crap is a lie. Like, who cares if they saying it was a date? Like, at least they making it seem
reasonable,
better,
seem like realistic.
They're helping you. They're helping you by putting that narrative out there. That's what I would have said. I would have said, hey, I was on a date. That's why I was out there so late. That's more like that had more thought behind it. Nobody want no Subway. And no, I didn't even know Subway was open that late. Nobody want no Subway. I was going to tell you real quick before you start the video about you saying that one thing that's very true is that Black people don't realize that entertainment is fake. And just like with everything else, I can see how easily they flipped like he thought that he can make reality TV.
Right.
Like how we have TV reality. He probably thought, oh, I can go ahead and make my reality look like TV. Like, you're an idiot. And now you're in jail.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
You had a chance right then and there to think, okay, I'm really late. I'm 4 hours late. This can't go down. It's freezing in Chicago. We're on the verge of a polar vortex. You might have just thought about it and said, maybe it's not in the cards. Maybe the karma is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this. But no. You double down. You start communicating with the brothers through social media. Now, whether it was by texts or chats or Instagram, public or private, one way or another, you kept in touch with them. And there was some quibbling about the specifics about how you kept in touch with them, but they knew what time you were coming in. And now the time is pushed back to 2 o'clock in the morning. in the freezing cold weather. It's double digits below zero at 2 o'clock in the morning. You have to have a reason to be out on the street. And the reason you chose is you come up with the story that you needed to get some eggs at Walgreens at 2 o'clock in the morning. If not that, you're going to go to Subway and get a sandwich and a salad and get something to eat at 2 o'clock in the morning in the freezing cold. You did one more thing. You got the Oceandero brothers. Now they're on board with you. You're using them as your patsies. You have your friend, you get your friend Brandon on the phone, and here's a man, professional man that's trying to help you in your career. You're not sure what town he's in, if he's in Australia or not, but you get him on the phone, and he's going to be your patsy also, because he's going to listen and be around on the phone to hear that you're being attacked by somebody. Now, he doesn't know what's going on. It's really not an attack, but he's going to be able to corroborate your story. So you're getting that together. You got Brandon on the phone. You're out on the street, ostensibly to get some Subway. You get some Subway, and you're walking to where this is supposed to take place. Now, the Oceandero brothers, they're getting ready too. And they're doing this because he wanted them to do it on the sneak. No cell phones involved. Make sure nobody sees you get there. And what they think is some kind of clever way of getting there, they have an Uber pick them up from their home in Lakeview. They take the Uber to Old Town. It's a different neighborhood. They get out of the Uber and they get into a cab. Now, the cab is supposed to go to Streeterville, not to the scene where this is supposed to happen, a few blocks away. So nobody actually sees them get out of the cab, and this works out the way you want it to work out. So they get there a little early. They're walking around. They're sitting on a bench for a minute. But at 2 o'clock, the time that you said this is supposed to happen, at the place you said it was supposed to happen, at the moment you said it was supposed to happen, they appear. So you're talking to Brandon on the phone. You have your Subway in hand, and they follow the script. Hey, Empire, word with the letter N, word with the letter F. There's a scuffle. They pour bleach on you. Brandon's listening to this. They attempt to put a noose around your neck during the scuffling. You're getting a little abrasion and scrape on your face. A car goes by, and the brothers take off. They leave. They never did get the noose around your neck. So what do? You gather your belongings. You get the cell phone. You're talking to Brandon. Hey, did you get jumped? Yeah, I got jumped. I got mugged. Did you hear what happened? You're trying to make sure that he heard the words that were spoken. You grab your food, and you took the noose that they never did get around your neck, and you put it around your own neck. I repeat, you put the noose around your own neck.
Lynn, she said you put the noose around. That's the part that he cared about the most. He like you gathered your belongings, so that means you picked like you was going home. Because that's what really it was. You was done with work and you was gathering your belongings and going home.
Yeah.
And I repeat, you put it around your neck. You did it. You did it on tape.
When I tell you this judge is fed up. He's disgusted. Like when I tell you he is so disgusted.
He's never seen anything like it. He don't know about culture.
Yeah, because now he's starting to question, because when this stuff happens, you start to question, well, if this is all fake, what else has been fake? How many times have I been tricked? Who is this person real?
That judge probably coming to the truth. That judge probably gonna be coming to the truth real soon, because he's finna think about this. Because I mean, when you think about it, for us, that's why that lady couldn't sleep. That's why I was telling you, them white folks can't sleep when stuff like this happens. Like us, we have comedy in our communities, so we laugh at it and then we move on with it. They were up all night and they don't even know these people. The lady wrote a letter, Blanche. Do you understand how serious that is? How she felt about that? She said, I could not sleep at night because they did not do nothing about this case.
And people gonna say she couldn't sleep because she was racist. And I said, no, she can't sleep because what he did exposes it exposes. Just imagine, okay, prime example, when Jussie Jackson during Obama's inauguration, Jussie Jackson said he got caught on the mic saying, I want to cut his nuts off.
Wait, say it again.
During Obama's inauguration, Jesse Jackson was caught saying, "I want to cut his nuts off." He's talking
Obama's
about,
nuts?
yes, talking about Obama.
Why?
Maybe. So what I'm saying is, so you have an image of Jesse Jackson, pro-black, for the people, all this stuff, and then when Obama's getting elected, he's like, "I can't stand. I want to cut his nuts off." So what I'm saying is, once you hear Jesse Jackson say that, now you start looking at everybody crazy, because if he's doing it, then I know the lower tier guys are doing it. Because you know when Obama first came out, Al Sharpton didn't like him, Cornel West didn't like him, Tavis Smiley didn't like him. None of the leaders in our community liked him. And then all of a sudden, then years later, if you didn't like Obama, those same guys were calling you racist.
That's crazy.
You know, so I just think that at this judge is so upset because now he probably knows that if this man did this, this has happened. This ain't the first time this has happened.
Right.
Because to even be this bold to do it,
right,
to even have the boldness to even stage this, lets you know this has been done before, because these are idiots doing this. These guys are slow. These ain't the sharpest knives in the deck right here. These are in the drawer. These are some, like, oh, I'm gonna catch the Uber, then catch the cab, then walk. That's gonna throw them off.
You some horrible criminals.
All
of that is traceable. That's
all of it's traceable. And y'all bought all the items at one store. They got y'all on camera at the store.
Wasn't he with him?
Huh?
He was with him.
I don't know if he was with him, but
he was with him for something at the store.
I know in the store they had the rope, the bleach, and the hats on the counter they purchased at one time. And so we can say whatever we want to say, but these folks went above and beyond to give Jussie an opportunity to tell the truth.
Yes. And that's the problem I have with him. That's the problem I have with him, because it's like, dude, you taking it too far. Like, you taking it, you gassing it, you on the gas. And that's why I say he has to have absolutely no God in him, because you're not convicted. You don't have no sense of, at least people who like on the ropes with this criminal stuff, and they really don't want to be accountable, but they have a conscience, they'll plead insanity. Give you some out where you don't really have to tell them that you did it, but you feel bad. So I'm gonna plead innocent. Jussie pleading innocent.
Right.
Like, you're pleading innocent to something that everybody know you did. That's wild. Like, that's really wild. Like, you don't have no conscience. You don't care. You don't have no conscience.
And then still with all this evidence.
Yeah.
That's all this. I'm talking about overwhelming, what they say, insurmountable evidence. You still are holding on to the lie. That's crazy to me.
That's egregious.
It's egregious. That's why this judge is like, and you don't even have any remorse. I'm telling you, man, this judge is like, he's questioning all this stuff now. It's based on this man right here.
He can't believe it.
He can't.
He was like, you're going to get some prison. Like, that judge told him, you need to go to the penitentiary. Like, because you planned this poorly. And the fact that you planned it at all, and the fact that you are a social justice warrior, like, you got if he don't have nothing else, he got the audacity. Like, you have the audacity to come up in here acting like this, talking about suicide. Somebody should put you out your misery, because you making everybody around you miserable. I bet your family just want you to check out.
You go home. Video footage shows that when you walk into your residence, you have this noose dangling loosely around your neck. You go into your apartment, the police are called, the police arrive. The first officer on the scene is Chicago Police Officer Mohammed Bey, in full uniform, the first responder of the first responders. His body cam is on. He sees you. And now he sees that noose is around your neck, but it's not the way that you walked into the house. Now the noose is up at your throat. You've maneuvered the noose, and you've made it look worse than it was. This is part of your plan. Officer Bey asks a simple question: what happened? And then you start to lie. And you haven't stopped lying ever since. You've been lying and lying and lying about this case, and that's why you're here today. You want to fake an incident on the street, try to get some attention at work, try to have somebody else feel sorry for you. That would never have got you here. The problem was you lied to the police, and you caused all kinds of consternation. You caused a major investigation to take place, which got many people involved and caused great stress throughout the city and throughout the entire community here. And that's the problem. That's why you're here now. Those were the crimes you're convicted of. Not the shenanigans out there, but the lying about it, making it up. And that's why we're here now. You repeated your lies at the hospital. 6 counts were put together. The jury found you guilty of 5 of them. One was a little bit different than the others, and I understand that. Let me say, from my vantage point, and I was obviously here at every stage of this trial, I thought the jury's verdict was accurate, correct, wholly corroborated, but what could only be described as overwhelming evidence of guilt against you for lying. That's the crime you're here for, lying to the police. Well, Officer Bay took this very seriously. He said, that's a horrible thing that happened. And he started the process of police investigation. Detectives got involved. You ended up at the hospital. All things were starting to happen. And this word got out. And you're not just any person. You have a little bit of celebrity about you. You were known in some circles as a very competent actor, a really good actor in a very serious television production called Empire, and people knew about this. And because you're a celebrity and because you've been so active in all these social justice causes, and this is what is so unbelievable about this case, that you of all people are here convicted of hoaxing hate crimes. You who know better, who are out there in the world trying to be something for the good in social justice causes, that you ended up here right now like this. It's crazy. But you know people in high places, elected public officials.
Ridiculous. That's what he's saying. That's ridiculous. Boy, that's like Al Sharpton being in there for hosting a hate crime. That's what
But honestly, he does it though. He just doesn't do it like this, but he does it with the making everything racist and you know, I mean, they do it. It's just not this sloppy.
What you mean? Say it again, because I didn't hear you. Because you are.
So basically, it's like when these folks be jumping on this racism bandwagon, they know this stuff isn't racist.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? They know it's not racist, but they know that what they're doing is they're trying to sway public opinion and perception. Right. So their goal is really to do that. It's not really to bring out facts or truth. It's just to get the people to buy into what they're trying to, you know,
bring awareness. That's what they love saying, because they
that sounds like Kaepernick when he said he was kneeling to bring awareness.
They're not solving nothing. They not when you really think about it though, none of them are solving anything, Blanche. All of them just want to shed light. They look now ain't what they say. I want to shed light. That's it. Like y'all are not solving any problems.
You can't measure, but you can't because you can't put a measurable on shedding light.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no checks and balance. There's no checklist for shedding light. So what they do is they give you an ambiguous goal that never gets accomplished. But it just sounds good to say.
You know,
so like,
oh, go ahead.
No, like, you know, we're fighting against social injustice. What does that mean? Give me some show me the actual tangible steps you're taking to actually fight against social injustice.
Produce some evidence.
But first, let's qualify social injustice. That's the first thing. Like, what are y'all calling social injustice? I just had a discussion with them, and I said 0.03% of the homicides in our community are caused by the police. I said, does that sound like a problem?
No.
But the argument is one life is too many. So in other words, what y'all are saying is everybody else can get killed by the police and it's cool. One of us get killed by the police and it's one too many.
They better not talk about no one life too many with they murderers. I almost cussed.
So
relax.
They got mad at me when I said, now, if you want to talk about who's hunting who, I said, when I go to the numbers, I said, it's the men in our community hunting down the men in our community.
Thanks.
I said, so if we talking about hunting, matter of fact, even my cousin, and she's a Democrat to the heart, she even said the violence in our community is, she said it is racist. She said because we only doing it to each other.
Yep, it's the truth.
So she said it's actually racist because we only doing it to. She said it'd be different if it was killing everybody. She said no, we specifically targeted one group and that's us. And she said that's racism. And I said you're right.
They don't want to focus on that. They don't want to even think about. They don't even want to think about that. Like black on black crimes, they don't want to talk about that. Like you can't even talk about that. Because if you talk about that, then people get very offended. But the thing about it is, it's the truth. Like that is one truth that all black people should have swallowed a long time ago. Yeah. We should have swallowed that pill a long time ago. Like, how are y'all still delusional about this part? Like, okay, slavery, I got it. It might take a long time to break. I'll even say police brutality. It might take a long time to break that. But we have all been impacted. We have all been impacted by gun violence. Like all of us have somebody. Yes. And most of us, like I told you, my own story, you know what I'm saying? But, a lot of people have lost multiple kids, like I know a lady who's lost 4 sons and all of them are like 18 to 25. Like all her kids, like that is, and nobody is saying anything about that. Like nobody is, if you even mention it, is you a coon or you this or you that. But the truth of the matter is we are killing each other at a rate that is outstanding. Like we should be, we march for one George Floyd, we march for one person. Why are we not marching for all these thousands and hundreds of thousands of people? Every day I see somebody rest in peace. I know somebody with like 16 RIP different dates in a bio. I'm like, are you the killer? Because everybody is that, like, and it's almost like an unspoken truth. Like we know, like it's almost like we are conditioned to accept death as well when and I think they do that through entertainment, because once again, we think entertainment is reality. So when these celebrities have all their homeboys dying and killing and getting killed, we think that's how it's supposed to be for us in real life. Like we think all our friends supposed to be dying and that's supposed to be okay. And that's not okay.
And the narrative is that, again, how we exist is always us comparing and contrasting ourselves to white people. Right. So what they'll say is white people kill each other too. And I said, that's a statement that goes for everybody, with Asians, Hispanics, everybody kill each other. I said, but the rate is not the same. Yes. I said, so you think about it, 50% of the homicides in the United States, 50% are committed by Black people. And if I get more specific, it's Black men doing it. So it's literally less than 6% of the population accounting for over 50% of the homicides. I said, and I tell people, you all are so brainwashed and delusional to where you can't even see how insane that even sounds. For less than 6% to account for 50% of anything is insane. So that means we're killing at a rate that war-torn countries don't even see. Like we're killing at rates that nobody does around. We kill each other more than anybody around on the planet. Mm-hmm. And so when I say this stuff, the rebuttal is, but white people do too. I said, no, they don't.
But even if they did, who cares? You're like, for y'all to be a group of people who care, who is so Black girl magic, like y'all doing it real big. Like, why do y'all care what white people doing? Why do get together on your own and do your own stuff? Y'all care about white people, so y'all want a hug. Y'all want white people to hug y'all. Y'all want to be accepted by white people, because that is the only thing that gets y'all moving. Is white people coming out and telling y'all what to do. White people acting like y'all. Y'all love it. That's why people like Kim Kardashian can be so famous. y'all eat it up. Y'all like,
they love
somebody that Kim Kardashian wants to wear. They act like they mad. They act like they mad about it, but they love it. Y'all love she got her Bo Jackson braids. Stop playing, because y'all pump her up. Y'all the ones in her comments. Y'all the ones, and I'm talking to black women. Y'all the ones in her comments. Black men too, but I ain't talking about y'all right now. Y'all the ones in her comments eating it up. Yeah, y'all love it.
Even they love that girl, Vicky.
Whoa, well, her little cockeyed self. They love her too.
The one that's with that boy.
Yeah, you saw that post I sent you.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. That's weird. Why he giving away gas?
Yeah.
That's strange.
Just a publicity stunt. You know how they.
That's not God-like, Blanche. That's not Christian-like. Like that. That's not.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I think you don't think it's weird.
I don't. I look at both of them like what. What
Why
are
y'all
they gonna do? They probably got the IQ of a squirrel, one squirrel between the both of them. Like I don't.
They can actually do something for real for Jesus.
Yeah, but I mean, listen.
I feel like they trying to. I feel like they trying to like pimp my savior. Like I feel like y'all trying to like you wanted to clean up your image, so you use that, but now you going to the dark side. I think
Kanye did it too.
Well, Kanye is different.
Kanye did it too. But what I'm saying is, I just said Vicky because I believe most of Vicky's fan base is our women.
Of course, they think that's she. Yeah,
they like that. Like they actually like that acting, that ratchet. They love when other races act ratchet.
You gonna play the video? When you play the video, I gotta step away for 1 second.
When we play it or wait.
You wanna? Can you wanna wait? You can wait. I drink some water.
All right. Maybe I should start talking during this time so it's not any dead space. But yeah, so we're just discussing this whole Jussie Smollett sentencing because to me it's very eye-opening, and it just shows not only the hypocrisy in our community, but it also shows how much of this stuff could possibly be fabricated and just not true. I believe that a lot of these events are staged. It's just they weren't done this poorly. And I think what he did was he lives in a bubble. He lives in a bubble where everybody around him is woke and liberal. Everybody around him is, falling for the hype. And so he knows his audience is going to be a bunch of emotional people. That's why his script highlighted a few things with MAGA hat, N-word, and F-word and noose. Those things are triggers for people. And him being emotional and him not being emotional, many of us being emotional would have us believe he was telling the truth. And even if he came out and said, honestly, if he came out and said that he didn't, it was all a lie, folks would still love him because he was honest. So at the end of the day, our community is going to suffer greatly.
That's why I was asking if you wanted to do the video. I could still hear it.
Oh, I just was talking. I ain't want no dead space, but y'all can do it now though.
They reacted. You knew mainstream journalists. They reacted. You became the first page, your front page news. You're talked about in the halls of Congress. People are talking about making laws to prevent what happened to you to happen to anybody else. People on.
Now, can we conceptualize what he just said?
What'd he say?
They were talking about passing laws to prevent what happened to Jussie Smollett and not happen to anybody else. So let me get this straight. Y'all are telling me that America is so racist that when a black person gets attacked by some guys in a MAGA hat, y'all gonna pass legislation for them?
But not for reparations.
But help me. That doesn't even make any sense.
I mean, it's America, and black people gonna still vote for the same people that's gonna do that. Like they're fools. You are slow as snail snot. You know how slow that gotta be?
They got to be slow. I know snails even had a nose. They got to be slow.
Slow.
But this man, so they thought his name made it to Congress, and so that should let you know how even dumb Democrats are.
Correct.
How even slow and dumb they are, to where everybody knows it's a fake event, and y'all trying to make it seem like it's real. Correct. Just like with that fake insurrection.
Yes.
The insurrection was actually very poorly done as well, because it was very sloppy and when I talked to folks from our community, their version of what happened sounds like a movie. They said they ran it, everybody had automatic weapons, they kicked the door in, they just started shooting everybody. I said, what movie did
Call of Duty?
Call of Duty.
Correct. But let me blanch. Why they showed it at Sarah School, at my daughter's school. They I mean, not showed it, but they had a conversation about it, because she in AP. Why are they talking about? I mean, she's an AP Gov, so they gonna talk about the insurrection, right? Man, when she came, she was so upset. She came home, and I was like, Sarah, did they show you the man in a costume? And she was like, what man in a costume? I was like, you see what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna show the whole thing, show the whole thing. They basically showed the part where they was busting through the window. That's the only part that looked like something was really popping off. Yeah. But the man in a costume with the flag, her teacher ain't show her none of that. So that's how history, when you think about it, that is how history is created. So if my kid didn't have enough sense to come home and talk to me about that, because she already know how I feel about all of that, then that's her opinion of the insurrection. So that story is going to travel to another generation, and it's just going to they're going to become more and more heroic as time goes on. That's why I told you this is going to be used for something. They're not going to just look away. That's why his parents and his dad, his brother and his sisters and his grandmother are up here acting like there was a miscarriage of justice, when justice worked in this situation, y'all. We love saying the justice system is broken, but it works, and we are still outside talking about racism. Like, think about it.
The justice. I don't know why my phone is ringing, man. It's crazy. I'm sorry. I don't know why my phone's ringing.
The ring on.
It shouldn't be on though. I always have it off. I don't know.
Something just happened over here too.
Anyway,
thing back here said.
What, from you?
Yes.
I don't know, but
we were about to say something. The devil is busy.
Man,
because literally this fireplace just said.
But so I'm gonna say this: the illusion is that people are going to jail and prison unjustly.
Correct.
And it's just a lie. Me personally, I don't know anyone that went to jail or prison that didn't do it. I don't know anybody.
Me either.
And so this notion that the police are either killing us or locking us up unjustly is just not supported by nothing. And so again, when they talk about all this stuff, they don't ever give context, because context removes the outrage. So even with Jussie Smollett, most folks don't even know the details. They don't even know. Most people got the wind of this story, the details of it, based on what Dave Chappelle said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Dave Chappelle really can't even be funny anymore, because he all woke and sold out now, so he ain't even funny anymore.
I'm done with Dave Chappelle too. I thought I would never be done with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, me too.
But no, time is coming. Yeah. It seems like one by one, they all are falling to. Well, actually, for me, Blanche, I'm just to be completely honest. You already know I don't trust any of them. I don't like any of them at this point. No celebrity. There's nobody on TV. There's nobody that's ever been on TV that I would trust. Or even outside of TV, behind the camera. I don't trust nobody. No, anybody that's in that industry, because you already know what it's about. You already know it's devilish and demonic. You all right?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead. This is my neck. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought I was just pretending my computer was frozen. Oh. But anyway, yes. Like that is demonic. Nothing good comes from the entertainment. I believe the whole thing was just really just created to control us. It was
Yeah, I mean, in
our
in
head.
the yeah, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's just a control mechanism, and like we talked about earlier, entertainment and reality splicing together when it comes to our community, and it's just, and now you see it starting to spill over, even in the impeachment trial or the trial for the insurrection. First of all, nobody that's locked up has been charged with an insurrection, and second of all, even the evidence they produced in court behind this insurrection was literally a production. They got a producer, a director, an editor, graphics. How do you submit evidence that is produced? Hollywood.
Just like Kyle Rittenhouse trial, I saw the green screen. I don't know about that. I don't know how true it is, y'all, but I was like, I don't put it past them.
Yeah.
I don't ask for Kyle Rittenhouse to be all made up too. I feel like, and to be honest, I was just thinking about the other day. I have really not been making no videos or been, like I used to go in the shade room and just try to destroy everything that the shade room posted. But almost now it's like all of it's fake. Like I feel like when I used to think that like the Kyle Rittenhouse trial was real. Like I would think that was real and they just used it but now I think that's fake. I think it's all fake. I think the world is a stage. They call the battleground theater for a reason, because it's all a stage. It's all a show, and it's all to get us. They're trying to get us to this final production.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it is all just scripted. It's exactly what this judge said. You went where, and that's probably why Jussie don't realize that he got to cut it, because it's almost like he like, well, all y'all do it. Like we all probably really like we all do it.
Right.
I'm not suicidal. He probably really feel like we all do this. Y'all know. Come on, y'all. Sandy Hook. Y'all want to play with me? Come on. Y'all know the production. Everything is fake. So stop playing. That's probably what he don't realize. He don't know why he in jail. What is funny?
Mainstream media are decrying what happened. What kind of country is this? How could they do this to Jussie? We know Jussie. He's such a gentle guy. He's the guy that was described to me by all the family and friends that I heard from today. And I believe that Jussie exists. But you use them as your patsies too. They were giving you the national pity party you wanted. They're putting you on the front page. All the attention is on you. People talk about social injustice. Your name was coming up first, which is exactly what you wanted. But you used them. If anything, people in those positions, elected public officials, mainstream journalists, their credibility is everything to them. And you didn't care that you might be damaging it. You did damage to them because, again, there's a side of you that has this arrogance and selfishness and narcissism that's just disgraceful. You planned work, of course, until it didn't. We're in Chicago. You lived here for 5 years, working on the Empire show. And you have to know, as well as anybody that lives in Chicago, the Chicagoans, they love their city. They're fiercely loyal to the city. And
white people don't know Empire. He's talking about Umpire. You was on Umpire show, not Umpire.
Don't nobody listen, man. So
how many times do you think that the name of that show was in them court documents, and he still don't know it? So white people is not watching Empire.
He was on what show?
Umpire.
He was an
baseball player.
Yeah, he's a baseball. What he played a baseball player on the show? No, he was like clueless.
Dumb, not knowing. Good for them. They should know about their ignorance anyway. Oh, you can keep going. I'm sorry. It was just funny.
No, well, I'm saying, imagine people outside talking about racism, and this man literally said they put Jussie Smollett at the head of everything. He was in the head of the papers, the media, the articles, the headlines.
Imagine the reporter. Really when he started talking about the damage that he did to the media, I was thinking about Lee Daniels. I bet you Lee Daniels flagrant ASS is probably saying, yeah, when the judge said that, even though Lee Daniels probably in on it, he probably like, yeah, you see, I had posted about him too. He didn't care that he was lying, and I posted him knowing you was in on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? He gonna hang his hat on that statement right there.
Yeah, because now he's not the bad guy. But I remember he posted it. I remember.
I know. I remember I saw him. He was in Somewhere Sunny, because I remember it was so juxtaposed, like to see Jussie in Chicago and everybody's talking about this sub-zero weather, and then to see Lee Daniels like in Hawaii and in Miami, like, I can't believe it, Jussie. I was like, what's up? Like, something's up. That story stank. It didn't even pass the smell test. It was stank. It stank from the beginning.
From the jump.
Go ahead.
Believe me, Chicagoans know we don't all agree with each other on a lot. There are all kinds of disagreements on what our city should be, what the vision should be for the future. There's even disagreements about what our past was like. But despite all the disagreements and all the things that are not right with Chicago, it's sweet home to Chicago, to the Chicagoans. Chicagoans are fiercely loyal to their city. But Chicagoans have one thing in common that they agree on, that there's no misunderstandings. Everybody's on the same page. And that page is crime is a problem. It is a major problem. Nobody disagrees. And we know that police resources, they are valuable. They're limited. Detective resources are precious, and they cannot be squandered. And what you did, because you were selfishly, arrogantly, and narcissistically bringing attention to yourself, it's the only reason you could have been doing such a crazy thing that you did, was you took away a lot of resources from other places, from other real victims of real crimes. You used up the police resources for your own benefit, and that's a big problem here. What you did is you created what we call around here a heater. What's a heater? A heater is a case that when it's reported to the public conscience is shocked to such an extreme that the public is demanding that the police solve this crime here, right now, right here, right now. Everything else has to take second place. The heater has to be addressed. And you created a heater. And boy, did they put on an investigation. And I know that I've been listening to Chicago police officers and listening about police investigations for many years. It's certainly not a perfect police department. It's perhaps unfairly maligned in some respects as well. I'll match the homicide detectives here against any in the country for their competence and thoroughness.
Yeah,
We're
getting to the end of it. I probably want to just skip through to the
skip to the end.
To the end. Just go.
Not a question. I'm looking at everything in its totality. And I agree. It's told to me today, you can't judge everybody by one bad thing they've done in their life. I don't know if it's the only bad thing, but it's the only bad thing that I'm concerned about now. And that you do have quite a record of real community service and quite a record of attaching with people. There is a lot of mitigation in this case as well. And I'm mindful of the pleas of mercy, particularly from people that are in the arena of dealing with social justice issues, that are fighting, seriously fighting, not playing around, not doing games like you were doing, but seriously fighting for matters involving hate crimes of all sorts. And they're asking you for mercy as well. So I'm trying to consider who you are as a person, how you got here, how somehow you strayed away from your family values. You let that dark, narcissistic, selfish, and arrogant side come out. And you persisted with it for years on this case. I'm fashioning the following sentence, and here's your sentence. I'm sentencing you.
Sentence him. Bop.
But hold on for a second.
Bop. Sentence him. Finish him.
Okay, even if I praise the person and I have proof that this person did all kind of philanthropical stuff, they fought for social justice, all this stuff, the fact that you are dragging this out for 3 years and still lying lets me know you're just not a good person.
You're
Unless
not
you know that all that stuff is fake.
sociopath.
Yeah, you a social, like this is beyond narcissist. Like you a sociopath, like you're not a good person. And your family members, they aren't good people because there's no way they would be defending, like, I don't know, man. It's just
Family not good people. The thing about it, none of those, like you said earlier, none of those people have good character because there's no way that I'm gonna sit around and let my brother do this. You can do what you want, you grown, but there's no way that I'm gonna be parading around with you, like in front of cameras, doing press conferences. Some of you, they put you in a straitjacket. Good, I'm gonna say good. I'm gonna be praying for you, bro, because you really have issues because you don't care about nobody's. You don't care about how this is psychologically damaging anybody. You don't care. Like you can't, when you have somebody that has no conscience like that, the best thing to do is stay far away from them and pray for them.
Yeah.
What?
We can play the sentencing and then be done.
Okay.
You to 30 months felony probation, and the probation is going to be to this court. You're going to be allowed to travel wherever you want. You do not have to live in the state of Illinois. You can report by phone. I know that if you're going to try to make a living and do some of the things you do, you may have to go to other places, New York and Los Angeles. You can do those things. You'll pay restitution to the city of Chicago in the amount of $120,106. You are fined $25,000, which is the maximum fine. And you will spend the first 150 days of your sentence in the Cook County Jail. And that will start today, right here, right now. Mr. Smollett, though the jury found you guilty and I've sentenced you as I have, you have the right to appeal the findings and rulings of the court or ask your sentence be modified. To do those things, you need to file a notice of appeal in writing within 30 days. You may also file a motion to modify your sentence, which would have to be filed in writing within 30 days. Anything not stated in those filings are waived for purposes of appeal. You cannot afford lawyers or transcripts. They would be provided free of charge. Do you have any questions?
Live streaming can be tricky, and sometimes trying to find the right software to make your streams look really professional can be a real chore. The thing I like about
that lady.
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that I am not suicidal. That's what I would like to say.
Okay.
I'm not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time?
Yes, jail time.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
Life.
Mr. Uche, let me inquire, are there any post-sentencing motions you care to present right now?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Ms. Booth.
The defense would wish to present a motion to reconsider sentence and file it in standard.
No.
It is timely filed.
Thank you, Judge.
Denied. He denied all that. They tried to throw all kind of stuff out there at the beginning. Denied. He denied. No. He told me, oh, it was done. She told me I wasn't a timely request. He told me, oh, it was timely. Denied. Bye. He talking about jail time. You can't believe he locked you up. You lucky he didn't lock you up for the max. He gave you.
Listen to me. This dude.
Wild.
He doing.
He said, you can't believe he gave you jail? You can't believe you got jail, Jussie? Go do some acting. Go. I bet you're going to remember your lines up and down. You're going to know every play. Good. How many months? He got 150 months?
150 days.
Oh, okay. How long is that? A good, not long
I
enough.
think 160 days is 6 months.
He gave him 9 months.
He got 9 months? I think 150. I think 150 days is like he got almost 6 months, I think. Because he probably serving the rest of it, his sentence on
5 months.
Yeah, on probation.
5 times 3 is 15.
Yeah, my bad. 5 months, yeah. 5
Okay.
months.
Oh, and then he got 30-something months on probation.
Yeah, probably. So I know he got probation months, so he'll be released. But it's just funny that
He greasy. He looked like a stuck pig. He is greasy. He looks sloppy. He looks stank. He don't look fresh. He looks stressed out. He look like he smokes cigarettes. He is disgusting. He's disgusting. Like, look at him. You could tell that he cannot believe that this is happening to him. He is lost. He feels like Black culture was supposed to come save him. He does not understand how y'all did not go protest for him. He is lost. He don't understand how y'all are not in the streets burning the building downs of Chicago, Illinois to get him out. He is LGBTQ, and this is an injustice.
and you were right 100%. They're going to use this footage.
Oh, it's coming. Because it was, you know how I know they're going to use it? Because the aesthetic is great. If you don't know, if you did not know what Jussie Smollett did, and you heard his his brother, and you heard his granny, you would think that Jussie Smollett was Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes.
You would think that he started the Freedom Railroad, Underground Railroad, and that they locked him up for it. They said this is injustice. Where is the justice?
And nobody wants him to get in trouble.
I do. Personally, I want him.
And let me say, I've obviously considered the sentence at great length. And it's timely filed, so it's preserved for purposes of appeal. Motion to reconsider sentence is respectfully denied. And is there another, one second, Randy. Anything else? Just a second. Is there going to be a notice of appeal filed?
Yes, Judge. We're filing a notice of appeal. We're going to be emailing it to the clerk right now, to the office.
You doing it in Stanter? And are you going to be handling the appeal?
Judge, as of now, yes.
Well, you have to commit to
Yes,
handling the
Judge.
appeal.
Yes,
to the
yes,
appellate
we're
court.
filing a notice of appeal.
All right, notice of appeal may be filed. Charlotte, and now I need the prosecutors to work with Charlotte, the probation officer, to work out probation specifications with the conditions I just explained. 150 days out of jail, restitution, fines. Oh, and also statutory DNA and costs are ordered as well.
Ordered too.
That's statutory. So you have to fill out the probation specifications. And I'm going to get somebody to help you do that. We need to get that done in Stanter. Anything else today? Yes.
Your Honor, if I may, in light of the notice of appeal, we would ask that you suspend the jail sentence in light of the instance filing of the notice of appeal.
Did I do what?
Suspend the jail sentence in light of the notice of filing of appeal.
That will be respectfully denied. Yes, Mark.
No.
Mr. Lewis.
If it can be stayed in light of our notice of appeal.
No, I'm not saying, no. The wheels of justice turn slowly, and sometimes the hammer of justice has to fall, and it's falling right here, right now. I'm not staying this. This happens right here, right now.
Come on. He's sick of him. Go. He's going to jail.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it. I'll give you this. Okay. All right. Any other matters to come before the court today? All right. Defendants remanded to the custody sheriff. Court is adjourned.
I am not suicidal.
Stop knocking up our flags.
I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
Boy, shut up. You should have said you was guilty a long time ago. Cornflake head.
Jussie Smollett has ended this drama he created with an exclamation point. But
I'll talk to you about it. I'll give you this. Okay. All right. Any other matters to come before the court today? All right. Defendants remanded to the custody sheriff. Court is adjourned.
Goodbye.
I am not suicidal.
Stop knocking up our flags.
I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
She said stop locking up our black men. Did you hear her?
Jussie Smollett
Stop locking up.
ended
She
this
sound white
drama
as
he
snow.
created with an
Stop
exclamation.
locking up the black men. I bet you want them out. Criminal.
That's why I replayed it, because she's in the, whoever that is in the audience, you know, liberal, whoever it was, masked up, jabbed up, hollering out, and they don't want. I'm like, do y'all know what this?
It's not even real.
This is why black folks go to court and have to plea out, because they don't go to court trying to win the case. They go to court trying to avoid punishment. It's a whole different approach. you don't want to get in trouble. You don't want the consequence for your actions. It's impossible to attack a case the right way if you're trying to avoid the punishment. Yep. You gotta go with winning the case.
Mm-hmm. How
can I prove my innocence? So at the end of the day, if you can't prove it, what you do is you say, okay, I'll make this deal with you all. If my client pleads guilty, can we lessen the charges or whatever y'all want to come up with?
Yeah, a plea. Take a plea.
Take a plea. It's what he should have did in this case. The problem is now the judge is fed up.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Do you know how many emotions? They tried to do 3 right here on the cool. Okay. 3, they tried to get 3. They tried to get him a stay. They tried to get they put the motion for the appeal. Something about the time they, throw out the case. They tried to get the case dismissed again. Sit down.
Sit down.
The judge is like, no. He said the wheels of justice turn slowly, but eventually the gavel must come down.
Listen, the hammer must fall.
That is beautiful. Beautiful.
The hammer must fall.
It must fall. It must be done. Eventually, it has to be done. We cannot keep prolonging this. Baby, go to jail and get out and do your community service or do whatever you got to do and move on with your life. You're probably going to be in the metaverse when you get out and just go do you. Go to the metaverse, make a new life, leave us alone, stay over there. You can have as many hoaxes as you want in there. You can do it whatever you want in there until they make the consequences in life. Go over there too. So you might as well go over there while you can and have a good time doing all the self-righteous, self-promoting, narcissistic, sociopathic things that you would like to do. Oh
no, I know who said it. You know who said it?
Who said it?
This one right here.
Look, you're gonna find her. Who?
She said
Circle her. I can't see who you pointing at.
You can't on the screen?
You pointing at somebody with your mouse? I can't see your mouse.
Okay, look.
Oh, there go your mouse. Okay.
She's the lady. Hold on.
That white lady to the right?
Hold on.
Because she sounded Caucasian.
No, she.
I can't hear what you're saying. You know that.
I know you said that Mr. Smollett didn't get
I'll talk to you about it. I'll give you this.
Okay.
All right. Any other matters to come before the court today? All right. Defendants remanded to the custody sheriff. Court is adjourned.
I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
Jussie Smollett has ended this drama he created.
Right there.
You got to mute yourself though when you play the video because it'll echo.
I wasn't trying to.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I was really just trying to get to this scene.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't really trying to show the scene again, but the lady that has the tan jacket on.
Oh, her with the bun.
With an exclamation point. But just
did you hear her talking?
I heard her. Yeah, that was her.
Yes, sir. And I knew it was her.
Burberry scarf acting oppressed.
Listen, I saw the Burberry scarf, the trench, all that. She got all the makings of fake oppression.
Yes, you look oppressed. You give
So she said it, and she was pointing to somebody. She upset with somebody. At the end of the day, though, all this boils down to we don't really have a standard, and it's sad to say. What is our standard with our white people?
We don't have what are we gonna compare ourselves to?
You know, like think about it. What are we trying to achieve? And what are we like? Everything we do is in comparison to what they do. We either saying, okay, if they do this, we got to do this. If they don't do this, we like everything. So everybody's upset because they feel like if he was white, he'd be getting off. That's the only reason why folks are upset.
Correct. And maybe so, but he did it. So at the end of the day, you did it. So it doesn't like that when you say that's just like the two wings of the same bird, that's the same cop out. Like it's almost like an opposite cop out. Like just because they can do it doesn't mean you should go do it and try it.
Right.
Don't do it. It's not right. But because Black people do not make decisions out of righteousness. We make decisions out of, in comparison to white people, we think we can do white things and get away with them. Nobody should be doing it. If you want to be completely honest, nobody should be doing anything that's wrong. Nobody should be lying. Nobody should be doing anything that's wrong in general. But if you do it, then you get the consequence that's deserving to you. We're all individuals. We want to be individuals until it's time to commit a crime. Then we want to be held up against everybody else. Nope.
Right.
You committed your crime by yourself. He did his. You did yours. Everybody has different life experiences and different reasons. That person might be their first time. It might be your third time. It's so many other factors that go into sentencing and convictions than race. How about the fact that they're guilty or not? Let's start there. Like, we never look at the person if they're guilty. Like, they want to say free everybody. I said that not that long ago. Y'all want to say free everybody. Y'all want everybody to be free, and everybody free, and crime is off the chain. Y'all complaining.
Skyrocket.
Y'all are backwards. Everything that's done in the Black community, everything that's promoted in the Black community is detrimental to the planet. And then we realize that we reap what we sow. We've been putting out death and destruction for decades. And look, like the judge said, the wheels of justice turn slowly, but eventually the hammer must come down. And I feel like that's what's happening in the world. I feel like that's happening everywhere. Like, people are getting what there's, and I feel like people are reaping much quicker. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
yes,
like
I agree.
People not getting that grace that we used to get. It's almost an instant. Like, you get what you reaping it. You see when you put that out there, what you get. Because I feel like this is a moment. This is a time of grace. So he really hitting you on your hand as soon as you're doing it, instead of letting it build up years later. You know what I'm saying? He trying to say, wake up. Like, and I'm telling you, people still just not seeing it. People still not seeing it. I've seen it with my own eyes blanked. People instantly reaping what they sow. And I've seen it so many times, like in the last year, like almost instantly. And that makes me more cautious about what I'm doing, because I'm like, even when, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I might be in a CVS and self-checkout and the old me might come through and then I'm like, oh no. Yeah. No, it ain't, like, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it, because it's gonna come back so fast on me, because that's how natural law works.
Yeah, and it's crazy because they trying to, can we keep him out of jail till we file the appeal? No.
He just want to sleep in his bed tonight. Go.
Yeah, like, you just want to go. No.
I know the feeling, but nope.
No.
I know the feeling. You going to jail today.
You going to jail today. No.
And it's across the board. Everybody gets that. Everybody.
Then the lawyer was like, he's all, you gonna be the one handling the appeal? He said, as of now, yeah. He said, are you gonna be the one? Yeah. Are you gonna be the one? He said, yeah, I'm gonna be the one. Yeah.
Give me
Stop playing. Stop playing. Y'all playing games.
Ready to tussle with the legal system. Nobody got
stop.
Like, goodbye. Y'all had 3 years to get this together. Your appeal should be you knew he was gonna go down. Your appeal should have been right under the rest of the paperwork. Get it signed all together. Because, baby, he's getting convicted. He's going to jail. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Well, they wasn't never prepared. That legal team had a folder full of blank copy paper. They was never they was never prepared to get this far. So I know when they was in court, it was probably sounding crazy, because they was not prepared to get to this point.
They probably I wouldn't be surprised, Blanche, and we should look it up. I would not be surprised if the only thing, first of all, I don't think it was blank copy paper in there. And the reason why I'm gonna tell you is because they probably had so much testimony from them. It wasn't nobody but Jussie and his family on that stand for the defense. They paraded 51 Smolletts, and everybody told the same story about how great Jussie is. All they had was his biography. So they had his biography for his lifetime
on the top,
biography, and the blanks under the bottom.
Okay, so they had a lifetime movie script.
Yes. Because they paraded that, and they're going to dramatize it and everything, and they're going to drag him through. They're going to act like Jussie got drugged through the courtroom instead of him just standing there doing that. They're going to make it so poor. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me not say that. I'm not going to say what popped into my brain. I wouldn't be surprised if something happens to him in jail, just so they can have something.
Right. So they say it's a danger for him to be in jail.
He going to get COVID. Wait,
yeah, he got it.
Wait till the COVID come.
Yeah, he gonna get the new variant. He gonna get beat up. He gonna get his life threatened. He gonna say the guards right. Like it's just he gonna say he getting hate mail. It's the problem with the liberal stuff is anything goes. So there's nothing that's beneath them. Like they'll say anything, and folks just be like, "Oh, let him free Jussie." I can see it, a free Jussie campaign. Think about it. If they want Kodak Blackout and NBA YoungBoy, you know good and well they want Jussie out.
You know they, but to be honest, I don't think Jussie realized he's so narcissistic. I don't think he realized he didn't hit like that. Like he just wasn't one of those celebrities where people was gonna really let him make it. Like some people let Jussie make it, but for the most part, most people was like, "Oh, this is whack." I think Jussie thought he was like
bigger than what he was.
Other people could have made it. Other people might have gotten away with a little bit cleaner, nice and neater than Jussie. If it wasn't Jussie, first of all, because he's slow, something wrong with him. And then if it was somebody else, I think he just wasn't the right person for this. They picked the wrong person. They should have let it.
That's why I blame Lee Daniels, because I believe that Lee Daniels put this idea in his head. I believe that Lee Daniels told him, I'm not gonna say Lee Daniels told him to do this type of event, but I believe Lee Daniels told him
you need something.
You need something to make your believable hero character come to life. Yeah, so we need you to be a hero in real life. And then because in our repertoire, it's only a few things we can pick. All we can pick is racism or the LGBTQ stuff. We ain't really got nothing to really go to. So he said, I'm gonna go with both.
Double whammy.
I'm gonna use the blackness and I'm gonna use the gayness, and we gonna go overboard with sandwiches and bleach. And the judge said, and you put the noose around your neck.
But why he act? He said that you put he said like you, Blanche. He said like, oh, white daddy. He said, and I repeat myself, you put that noose around your neck.
You put that noose around your own neck.
Your own neck. Blanche, you did it.
That lets you know. Think about how excited he got doing the rehearsals, wearing that noose in the mirror. Like just think about, you know how good he felt? Listen.
He felt like empowered. That is
when I tell you black people are going to run to slavery.
Fast.
Listen to me.
They already slaves.
I guarantee if there was an amusement park that was a slave, like you could be a slave. Like where you could go and you could be, I guarantee it would be the hottest attraction on the planet.
They would take pictures, hashtags.
The only thing that would mess it up is the liberals saying we can't have this, but there will be tons of our people wanting to be a slave for a day.
The liberals, if we jazz it up good, the liberals might go for it. If they think they're gonna get something out of it. Money, they'll do it.
They might. And then the funny thing is, there'll be other races doing it just for the experience. Like, but we'll be doing it to feel like, now I know how my ancestors felt. Now I know that. Like we gonna internalize it.
With your mask on.
Or
your mask and your jab. Bring your vax card.
All these folks in this courtroom, and they just
it's just a shit. Like the thing about it don't to wear your mask. Well, I guess they finally did listen to us because we told them if you wear your own mask, you don't need to worry about if I'm wearing a mask. Because I was thinking like if everybody don't have a mask on, what's the point? But they finally listened and they realized that just wear your own mask. Don't worry about what nobody else is doing with theirs. You put yours on.
But if you remember, this is how you know folks are slow. They said on TV, the mask doesn't protect you, it protects other people. Right? So all these folks are wearing the mask based on something that's false because they never said the mask was going to protect you. They said it protects other people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Oh,
So all these people wearing the mask don't even know why they're even wearing the mask. They don't even know why they're wearing the mask. They just wearing the mask.
They think it's helping them.
They think it is, but it's not.
It's not. It's not
based on the false science. It's not.
It's none of it is helping them. But when you think about it, they made all of it so they can virtue signal, so they can see they helping somebody else. So everything is to help somebody else. And that's why I told my students too. I said, eventually they're gonna tell y'all, because we were talking about, I know you're probably tired, Lynn. You look tired. We could go later. We finished.
I don't mean to be tired, but I'm just.
How you gonna apologize for being tired?
I just got up early. All right, y'all. We about to close out this podcast.
Is this a podcast?
I don't know, YouTube, whatever. Hopefully, I can find a way to post this.
What you mean?
Because I'm saving them on here to post them later. You said you don't want to go live.
Post it. All my hard work.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do a flyer for it and post it. But so probably within the next day or two. Well, I'll figure it out tonight. Well, tomorrow I'll do it. Figure it out.
Okay, but text me before you do it.
No, yeah, I'll text you. Yeah, and then I'm just going.
Okay, because you know how I feel about being. I need to be prepared.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So what you do? Just turn it off?
Yeah, I'm just going to end the podcast.